Hello everyone, welcome to Curry TV. On this episode, it's a family episode. Family meaning we are sharing something special from our family to yours. To share this recipe, I have Lini with me. Lini,
Hi,
welcome to Curry TV.
Thank you.
Please let us know what we're going to make today.
So today we are going to make a noodles dish.
Noodles.
It's kind of an Indo Chinese dish.
Okay.
And you know, our kids always complain, Mom, we are tired of Indian food, make something different.
Yes.
So this is a very special recipe for me. And I had like a Vietnamese friend. And she exactly told me how to make this one.
Okay.
So
this
we
is
use
actually a Vietnamese dish?
Vietnamese, yes.
Okay.
Vietnamese, Thai, or Chinese, you can say.
Okay.
And our kids, they really like it.
They prefer this?
And
okay.
This is the first dish I taught my son to make it before he went to college.
Wow.
So I thought like he should know at least how to make a curry, how to make a noodles.
Okay.
And he learned it. And when I went to work, he made it himself and he served dinner for us one day.
Whoa, okay.
And my daughter, she is working now, finished college, and she always asks me, Mommy, please give me the recipe for that noodles you make. Then I gave her over the phone what all are the ingredients, and I promised her I'll put it in the Curry TV.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And this is for you.
Yes, Anne and Alex, this is for you guys. And Lini doesn't look as a mother of two kids that are grown, from one in college, one in working. But as in when they were child, this is what they would prefer, because our market, our space here is open to everyone. So we are introduced to more type of cuisines from the earliest stages. So that's how our kids prefer something else out of the ordinary, because they are mixed with other friends too. So this will be a perfect dish to share among your community as well.
Even kids can make it.
Yes, if a child can make it, you can make it too. So though there's a lot of ingredients, it's not that complicated. Let's just look at what the ingredients are. And before we go further, I see a special noodles. What is that all about?
Yes, actually this is a dried noodles, and this I buy from there's a noodles factory in Beaverton.
Okay.
It's very opposite to the Target in Beaverton. And this is called Mr. Corn's noodles.
This is
and
Mr.
this
Khan's noodles?
Same thing is available in Uwajimaya and all the Asian stores, because they supply to all the Asian stores.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I buy the fresh noodles if I'm sure that I'm going to make it in 2-3 days.
Okay.
But if the kids come and ask me, Mom, can you make noodles, and if you don't have the fresh one, so I always keep this dry noodles handy.
Okay.
And I will tell you how to cook this one. So basically this one, you put it in the boiling water, 3-4 minutes, keep it there. Then just make sure this is cooked and put it in the cold water.
Okay, so
when you put it in the hot water, put little bit salt, tiny bit, because you're adding soy sauce to it.
Okay.
Tiny bit salt and tiny bit of oil so that it doesn't stick.
What kind of oil?
You could use peanut oil, and here I'm just going to use the vegetable oil.
Vegetable oil, okay.
So this is the main ingredient.
Okay,
then,
so how much of the quantity are we
so this
using
one,
today?
I used half the packet, and I think
so
this is like a...
This is a 5-pound bag. We are using
2.5 pounds.
2.5 pounds of, this is actually wheat flour noodles.
Yeah, this is very healthy, wheat flour. And the vegetables, whatever you like, your kids like.
Okay.
So for sure I'll put some carrot, it gives colors.
Right.
Then
all kinds of bell peppers.
Onion leaves, celery,
okay,
onion, ginger, garlic, green chili. Then I like different colors of bell peppers. So I have red one, green one, and orange one.
Right.
And this is broccoli, and this is cabbage, and this is mushroom.
So
my favorite mushroom is oyster mushroom.
Oyster.
But
What's the difference between oyster
that
mushroom
has a little bit more flavor.
how does it look the same?
No, it's like a flower. It's like an oyster, it's like a flower. But because I don't have it, this is okay too.
Okay. So
and
you can
for
actually
this, you
mix
can put any kind of vegetables you like.
Okay.
And these are the sauces. These are the sauce bottles. What I am using is taking 2-3 spoons of oyster sauce, 2-3 spoons of soy sauce, 2-3 spoons of this is a black bean sauce.
What is a black bean paste?
This is black beans, made with black beans really, and
so
it has
if we
probably
have the kidney beans, can we do the same thing? The black one?
No, it has a soy sauce and chili sauce and all those.
Okay,
it comes in bottles like this.
Okay.
And you can buy it in the Asian store, or QFC has all the Asian foods now. So
Right.
actually this one I got from QFC.
Okay.
And this is cooking wine.
Okay.
So wine vinegar,
Mm-hmm.
white one. Then I put little chili flakes.
Is that your Indian twist to it?
Yes. And 1 or 2 spoons of sugar. And this is like a
Cornstarch.
cornstarch. So
Okay.
it gives like a thickness.
Okay.
And so I always add a little bit of vegetable broth, so it's not too dry, so
Right.
it has a moisture to it.
Can
So
you add anything else, such as say if you wanted, this is actually a vegetarian meal, but if you wanted to include more of like say chicken or shrimp or something, can you do that?
Yes.
Is it the same recipe?
Yes, I always cook chicken.
Okay.
I always marinate the chicken with little soy sauce, ginger, garlic,
Uh-huh.
and keep it for at least 2 hours
Okay.
or overnight.
Uh-huh.
Then you stir fry it.
Okay.
So then if you want to add shrimp, same thing. You just marinate with salt, pepper, little sauce, ginger, garlic,
Okay.
then stir fry it.
Okay. One of the questions from our viewers is, what do you do for as a profession? What do you do?
I'm an RN.
She's an RN nurse. Okay,
Yeah.
so she's in the health side. So I guess all her food is going to be healthy.
Yes.
How
and
long is the cooking time for this?
depends, there are different sometimes these noodles are bigger, so it comes in different sizes. For me, what I do is put it in the boiling water, then after 3-4 minutes I'll check.
Okay.
And
Al dente, is that what we're looking for?
Yes.
When it's not too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't cook it too much, then it becomes mushy.
Right.
It's kind of nice, like a medium cook.
Right.
Okay,
right.
let's
Now,
take
what's
this one.
all this quantity. How many people will this feed?
This can feed at least 5 people.
5 people, easily 5
Easily,
people.
maybe
Okay.
more kids, so many you can feed.
Okay, so they
Yes.
take little portions. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get our stove going with the
Yes.
noodles in the stock pot. Are we doing anything special to the broccoli?
This broccoli, I don't like to stir fry in the oil. So what I do is I just blanch it, put it in
Okay.
the boiling water for a minute,
Okay.
then take it out. I
Drain
put
it.
tiny bit of like 1 pinch of salt in it and
Okay.
just take it out.
Drain it.
So it stays green and crunchy.
Okay. Okay.
And everything else I'll stir fry. And first you put the carrot. Then depending on how much time it needs cooking, then put the bell pepper, cabbage and celery at the end.
Very good. And
Okay.
you all these spaces you said you took 2
2-3
teaspoon?
teaspoon.
2 to
And
3.
when you make it, you just adjust.
Okay.
If you want. And for this recipe, when you fry the vegetables, don't add too much salt, because all these sauces they have salt to it.
Okay.
So stay low on the salt.
Okay. So,
let's cook
add
the.
salt at the very end.
No, you don't need to add salt.
Okay.
And I have put like a pinch of salt in the boiling water.
Right.
So that will be enough for this one. Then the saltiness will come from the sauces.
Okay.
Okay,
So
let's start cooking the noodles.
Let's start.
I'm going to put tiny bit of salt. Then I'll put a little bit of oil.
The oil is to make sure that the noodles doesn't stick together.
Yes. Then what I do is just break the noodles, whatever size you like. Some kids like the long noodles. So depending on your kid's choice
Okay.
or your choice, put in this one.
The water is boiling here. Should
Yeah,
I add
and this same time you can blanch the broccoli. Put it in the boiling water.
Okay. And goes the
Yeah,
broccoli.
it takes only 1 minute.
Okay. And should we flavor this with some salt?
You can put a pinch if you want.
Pinch? Okay.
Not more than a pinch.
No, and a pinch.
Because I told you, with the sauce,
Right.
it might be a little salty. This is cooked and I took a piece of it and tasted. So it should not be overcooked, otherwise it will stick together. So this is the right. Then you drain it, pour cold water so it doesn't get overcooked. And I will put a little bit of oil with it too, so that it doesn't stick. So right away I'll pour some cold water. So you drizzle a little bit of oil and just mix it. So see, now you can see it's not sticking to each other. It's so fresh looking. So this is going to taste just like you buy the fresh noodles. But the fresh noodle has more salt and oil and preservatives. So this is much more
Healthier.
Yes.
Is this like the egg noodles that we can?
Yes, same thing.
Okay.
But when we add the sauce to it, it will get brown and
Okay.
Yes, that's it. So I'm getting the wok ready, and I like to use the metal Chinese wok, but for today I'm going to use this one. This is also fine.
This is a cast iron.
This is a cast iron, but the Chinese wok, it's very easy if you want to twist, and this is much heavier.
Okay.
But for today I'm going to use this one.
Okay. Now, one few of our viewers were asking, how do you season your cast iron?
For me, like, I don't use much soap to wash it, but tiny bit of soap and water, wash it and dry it right away. And I put a little bit of vegetable oil, and I don't think olive oil will work for the seasoning. So the vegetable oil, just put it over, then I keep it.
Brush it all around.
Yes.
And making sure that it doesn't rust up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is an old one, and this stays fine now.
Right. How much of oil are we going to be using today? Because we got a lot of veggies.
Yes.
And noodles. And
At least 2 tablespoons I am using now.
okay.
And if it's needed when you fry the noodles again, you will add a little bit more. This is just for the vegetables.
Okay.
And also another thing is, when you stir fry vegetable, lot of water will come out.
Okay.
And I don't throw away the water. I keep the water, take it out, keep it, then I mix with little cornstarch and I put it at the end.
So that is your vegetable stock that you're going to be using?
Yes.
Okay.
And if it's needed, I'll use the vegetable stock or chicken broth or whatever you like.
Okay.
If you're a non-vegetarian, of course you can use yeah. And if I'm using chicken or shrimp, when I heat up the oil, so the marinated chicken with ginger, garlic, salt, pepper and soy sauce, you stir fry it and keep it separate.
Okay.
Then you stir fry the vegetables.
Now you're using oyster sauce in this recipe. Can
Yes.
you opt out if you're vegetarian?
Pure vegetarian, there's the oyster mushroom sauce available, and I have used it many times when I invite vegetarian people home.
Okay.
So it's up to you. But because we eat non-vegetarian, I'm going to use the real oyster sauce, but I'm not putting any chicken today.
Okay.
So let's put the garlic. So I like to use the garlic first because it gives like a nice flavor. I'm not going to use the whole garlic. I'm going to keep some for the noodles.
Okay. So how much of a quantity are we using?
This is at least 6-7 cloves.
Okay.
So I'm going to use half of it.
Okay.
So of course we Indians, we like ginger, so I'm going to put and the kids don't like to bite the ginger pieces, so I like to grate it and put it.
Okay.
So I'm going to put a little ginger like this too. So fry it, so the flavor of ginger and garlic comes out first. Because if you put the vegetables now, it doesn't get that flavor. So I like the food very flavorful. I love the flavor of garlic.
Yes.
So once this is done, I'm going to put the onions. And you put the vegetables according to their cooking time. Okay. So carrot needs a little bit more time.
Right.
And after carrot, you put the bell peppers. Then you put celery and the mushroom only at the end.
And we already blanched the broccoli, so it doesn't take any.
So let it become tiny brown, little bit brown.
Okay.
So when you feel the smell of the garlic, you put the other things.
The aroma from garlic
Yes.
and ginger is when you know
Yeah.
Chinese dish is on its way.
Yeah.
And how many onions are we using?
I use the 2 small white onions.
Okay.
And don't cut it too small, because in the noodles I like to see the onions.
Okay. You like to bite into everything. So
Yes.
I think all the veggies we cut it pretty thick too, right?
Yes.
Thick and long.
The next one is a red chili.
Does red chili in your authentic recipe, or is this your twist?
No, it is in the recipe.
Okay.
But for me, I used a little bit spicier ones. But because like for the kids, I'm just going to get the milder ones.
Okay.
I have a Vietnamese friend, so I had these noodles from her house.
Okay.
So then I asked her how to do this one. That's how I know this recipe.
Nice.
And when I visited Vietnam, I think I love Vietnamese food. I had a chance to visit Vietnam, and I went for the monk food. Oh my God, I can't explain to you how it was. It was vegetarian, but the most tasting vegetarian dish I ever had.
Wow.
So the carrot, you don't want to cook it too much. I like it crunchy.
Okay.
And did you see the way I cut it?
Yes.
I didn't cut it very small,
Right.
because in the noodles, I like to see the vegetables like,
Pop out.
Yes. Otherwise, it will just get mushy with the noodles if it's a Chinese
Okay.
cut. Then, it's kind of like a little crunchy now.
Okay.
Then you put the green pepper.
Is that one full green bell pepper?
Yes.
Okay.
Put the red bell pepper. This is going to be a very colorful dish, and I'm sure the kids will love it.
They can definitely wow their friends with
Yeah,
this.
and if they like any particular vegetable, just add that to it.
Okay.
I'm going to add the cabbage next, and you see that cabbage is cut like big
Right.
chunks, not like tiny. So you can see that in the noodles.
Are you going to season the vegetables with anything in particular?
That I'm going to show you. So I will heat up the sauces and mix the vegetables with it.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm going to do is, this is a little tricky. You stir fry the vegetables with the garlic. I'm going to remove the vegetables from the wok.
Okay.
Keep it aside. Next one, I will heat up the sauce.
Oh.
For me, I like to cook the sauce a little bit instead of just adding to it.
I'm amazed that your kids make this on their own.
Yes.
Right?
So now I can put the celery and the mushroom. Okay, then I put the broccoli, the blanched broccoli. Okay, so I am going to switch off the stove.
Do you add the green onions now?
That you can do later.
Okay.
So I'm going to remove. Some people add the sauce directly to it, but somehow I like the sauce little cooked, especially the oyster sauce and all those.
Okay.
So I'm going to remove this one.
Did you use all parts of the broccoli or just the broccoli florets?
No, I use the broccoli stem too. What I do is remove the top part from the stem,
skin?
skin, then cut it like
The veggies?
yes.
Okay.
That is very tasty.
Yes.
So I'm going to put the stove off.
Okay.
Then I'm going to remove it into a vessel. Okay, I'm going to heat up the wok again. I'm going to put a little bit of more oil.
Into that same oil?
Yes, because we have to fry the noodles. So again, I'm going to put the leftover garlic.
Okay. How long is the preparation for this? Can you do this in like maybe half an hour?
Yeah, you can, but
If you're
you're not
walking
going to
mom.
you're not going to make this much.
Right.
Today I have to take some food somewhere.
Okay.
So I thought, okay.
So this is like a potluck dish
Yes.
for you. Okay.
Yes.
So I mean, this recipe can be used for working days too, right?
Yes. Or easy way, use some frozen vegetables, add the noodles and sauces, and kids will like it.
Yes. And usually Chinese food and everything has water chestnut.
Yes.
Do you use any of those in
I
your
have
dishes?
used sometimes, but today I'm not going to. And as I told you, with this kind of noodles, you can put any vegetables. I like the crunchy water chestnuts.
Right.
But my kids, they don't like it too much. So I make it like very simple. And this one has, see how many vegetables.
Right, right.
3 different kinds of bell peppers, cabbage, carrot,
Celery,
broccoli, mushroom. What else you want?
Are they? Right.
And if you want to put green beans, yes, you can do it. So brown it tiny bit.
There's so many comments that we get, so many suggestions that you're an expert cook and versatile. You know, Indian, Chinese, Thai,
No, this
baking as well.
I like to try different kind of cooking.
Who was your motivation? Who taught you to cook all this?
My family.
Their request was your motivation?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have so many friends like Vietnamese, Chinese, Mexican, you know, and recently we went to a house, they are Russian. So I love to taste all different flavors.
Okay.
Then I come up with my own. So make the heat a little bit lower.
Okay.
Put the black bean sauce.
Okay.
So I said 1 to 2 spoons. This is made with black beans.
Okay.
And you don't want to cook the sauces too much.
Oh.
And this is the oyster sauce. And you should have enough sauces just so it gives a touch to the noodles.
Okay.
Cover the noodles. And sometimes I put the stove off a little bit and put all this.
Oh, okay.
And some people, you know, they just put the sauces on the vegetable on the side. But somehow, you know, I like to cook it.
Oh.
And this is a white wine vinegar.
Now those are all 2 to 3 spoons?
Yes. And depending on how much you are making, you adjust the amount of sauce. And at the end, if you feel that the noodle is looking kind of white color or whatever,
Okay.
you can add more.
Why did you add sugar to this?
So sugar gives like a sweet and
Does
sour.
it balance this, all
Yes,
the flavors
yes,
together? Okay.
yes. And I like to put, this is my Indian way of little chili flakes.
Okay.
Then I'm not going to add the corn flour now. At the end, I will put the corn flour.
Okay. Can we substitute the chili flakes with the chili paste?
Yes.
Because that only has garlic and everything in it, right?
Yes. So what I'm going to do is, once it is cooked, I'm going to take out little bit and keep it for the vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to remove half, maybe a little tiny bit of this one and keep it
Just
for the vegetables.
vegetables, okay.
So what I'm going to do is going to put the noodles little by little, put the stove on. So this for now I know the sauces are well cooked.
Okay.
You should see how Alex does this mixing part.
Maybe next time when he's in town we can ask him
Yes.
to show his version.
I was surprised to see, you know, how he cooked the noodles like right way.
Right.
So, see, if it's a metal wok, you could do like a real chef, you know, do like this, like this.
Toss it around.
Yes. See how the noodles are getting fried in the sauce.
The sauces
And-
are well coated.
Yeah, the noodles are not at all sticking to, and I think we cooked it perfectly. But this is a complicated, maybe so many steps, but it's worth it.
Okay.
And if you are making it a day ahead, what you use, don't mix the vegetables and noodles together the same day.
Oh.
So right before the guests come, you put the vegetables
Oh,
and
the
mix it.
vegetables,
Yes, because the vegetable flavor will come out like like bitterness, you know.
Oh, okay.
So make sure it's fried very well.
This is a very well upper body workout too, because
Yes.
look at all the energy is being used.
But if you have only 1 or 2 kids, you don't need to make this much.
That's for me. I have 4.
Yeah.
So
And if you have a bigger wok and bigger stove, you can put it outside and
right.
you can. Now you add the leftover sauce to the vegetables. So you mix it well. And add the vegetables to it. So I'm not going to take the juice out of it. I'm just going to take the dry vegetables. Then I will put the juice with the corn flour and make it like a thick. See how nicely the color?
It smells amazing in here.
Yeah, the garlic and the sauces. See the juice from it? I can add it to the corn flour.
So you're flavoring
Make it, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to put this one. What we are doing is put a little bit of corn flour in water, put a little bit of vegetable stock, and put the extra water from the vegetables. So added it to it. If you are making this dish ahead, don't add this right away. Right before you eat, add it so it will be moist.
Okay.
And this is what you want to make it moist. So the noodle is not too dry to eat. So this one, give it a big mix. So the vegetables has the sauces, the noodles has the sauces. So it looks like a restaurant style, no?
Yes, definitely. So all the sauces are going to be well coated
Yes.
with the vegetables and the noodles.
I think that's good enough. Give it a mix. See how moist it is?
Yes.
See, when you make it for like a daily day dinner, you don't make this much, so you know it will be much easier to mix and everything. And you can garnish it with the spring onions. This is it.
That's it?
Our dish is ready. Look at the broccoli, how green it is.
Yes. It's all really nice.
Yes.
Nice and crunchy at the same time with all proteins.
If you like more spring onion, add to it.
Okay.
So, our noodles is ready.
I'm ready to taste.
So, time to taste.
Thank you.
And put all the veggies and all different colors.
Yes.
And you know, like if you have to make it ahead, so I told you know, like you just mix the noodles, fry it,
Right.
and vegetables, fry it and keep it separate and mix it together.
Okay. So here's another plate. Let's fold it up.
And I like to garnish it with little broccoli on the side.
Okay.
I'm sure kids will like it.
They will enjoy this thoroughly.
And you know, I put a little bit of chili sauce and the broccoli.
Make sure they get all the portions. All right?
Yes.
Now it's time to give it a try.
So, taste it, Sumi.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Lini, for a healthy dish. I hope you guys will give it a try. Let's give it a try, right?
Yes. Alex, this is better than yours. And I always like to eat it with chili sauce. So Anne, hope you can follow the recipe. And everybody else who is watching this is like worth trying it. It's really easy and it's worth the try.
Just like restaurant style. Really nice and crunchy.
And you know, you can always keep this dried noodles handy. So whatever vegetables you have available, like you know, when you have a lot of zucchini and beans in your yard,
Right.
just add to it.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed this time with us. Do give it a try and let us know in the comments below how it turned out for you. What are the twists that you created for yourself? We will be looking forward to hear from you. And thank you, Lini, so much for this recipe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Sumi.
No problem. No problem.